here is called bridge stitching.
Okay.
So we're joining these two pieces of fabric together, which I was like, oh, look at this. And it's just beautiful. So you can either do it by hand or you can do it by machine, but I prefer doing it by machine. Let me just show you a couple examples of what I did. Most of it is, they usually match the color of whatever you're doing, but I decided I wanted to try a little bit of a contrast. All I did is folded it in half because I wanted it finished on both sides.
Okay.
Okay. This is what's really fun is you get to decide what stitch you want to use.
Okay.
And I actually liked using my open toe foot for this.
Okay.
Because then I could actually see where I'm going.
I think that's one of the things that makes me really nervous when you're doing those stitches is to trust the machine that it's going straight.
Yes.
I feel like we want to manipulate the machine a little bit, don't you think? Instead of just making sure
Let it go.
that we're just allowing the machine to do the work.
So there's a couple things that I learned as I was doing this to keep, because you've got to keep these two pieces of fabric straight as you're putting them underneath the sewing machine, okay?
Yes.
So I tried it without just winging it, and it didn't go over so well.
Oh, Jacki.
I ended up unpicking it.
All right,
so
you might have just lost me. You can't wing it?
Okay, there's got to be an easier way. So you want to keep those equally distanced between each other so that it will go down the center. So see, like this one, you'll want to, it's right down the center. So you want to choose a stitch that's going to
show off
both sides. So you can use whatever, if you want to use just regular 50 weight quilting thread, you can do that, or polyester thread.
I noticed you have Glide, which is a 40 weight.
I actually decided I wanted it to look a little bit more, I don't know, a different bold, bold. So I used the 40 weight, just an embroidery thread. Because it has a sheen to it.
Yes, I was going to say it's a little bit shiny, so it looks fancy.
I think it looks really good. So I prepared my two pieces. I had to make sure that I kept these two together.
Okay.
So this is what I came up with. I just used sticky back wash away stabilizer.
Okay.
So I cut it in a 1-inch strip.
Okay.
And I drew my lines. So once I have my little strip, then all I'm going to do is tear off the paper. So then I can take my two pieces and line these up together perfectly. So that's why I drew 3 lines. And I'm still going to keep my center line because that's going to help. Right. This is where especially you're going to want to do a test sew.
Okay.
Because you're going to have to play around with your stitch width and your length. And then make sure that this gap in between here that you're bridging together is going to catch. Your fabric is going to catch. We're going to choose one of our decorative stitches. And it's going to be stitch number 2-13.
Okay.
I have the open toe foot on here so that I can watch it go, it's stitched, so I know that I'm stitching. I'm going to just follow my line.
Oh, I'm so scared.
But see, the nice thing about having this secure is you don't have to sit there and keep it. Right? Okay, so then all you have to do is follow your
So I'm going to turn my guide beam on.
And I would also increase your width. I would go as far up.
Okay.
Let's increase it all the way
to 7.
And then on your length, I would also increase it a little bit. Depends on how loose weave you want for this.
Let's try this.
All right, so then all you have to do is make sure that you're doing it in the center.
All right.
Here we go.
So I'm going to keep that guide beam right in the center.
And it sometimes, can you see how great it is to have it attached to that stabilizer?
That makes it so much easier.
Yeah. Look at that. Now she has sewn that and bridged those stitches together. And all I need to do now is to remove the stabilizer by just
running it under water. Well, Jacki, that was so fun.